Good morning, my friends. We are live on both Facebook and Instagram. Good morning. Good morning. If you are watching the replay, drop me a purple heart. If you are listening on the podcast, I would love it if you would screenshot and share in your story. Show me that you're listening. I get very excited chatting with the listeners of the podcast. For those of you that don't know me, hi, my name is Morgan Zambrano. And I am very blessed that I was born with what I would consider to be a superpower, considering how many people I talk to that I know do not have this quality. I believe in myself so big. I believe I can do almost anything I put my mind to. It's kind of unwavering. It's kind of to a fault. It's kind of annoying for a lot of people who probably who follow me, because I'm just the type of person where it's like, when I put my mind to something, I just do it. I just do it, and I was born that way. I've done it since I was a kid. I mean, I will never forget my friend Jessica. Shout out to Jessica. We're still friends. In I think it was second or third grade, and she was like, I swear, if you win one more thing. And I was like 7 or 8, you guys. This is something that is just instilled in me. But here's the thing. Even though I have had it forever, and it's, again, that sounds annoying now that it's coming out of my mouth, I feel like there are some steps to it. And I feel like even if you weren't born with this superpower, that you can help yourself to get there with you can literally have intentional practice towards believing in yourself, towards conquering your own mind. So I'm going to go into 5 steps. Narrowing it down to 5 was hard, so if you want a part 2, just let me know at the end, and I can literally do 5 more. But I came up with 5 that I really think are things that are actionable, that you could do. You could do most of these things today. You could literally do them today, and you can let me know if it helps you at all. If you're like, now that I did these things, I do believe in myself, even a percentage more. Can we get you to believe in yourself even 1% more? And I would be happy that I did my job this morning. So let's dive right in, because I do have to go make breakfast and homeschool my children. I'm also a homeschool mom. I'm just a crazy person. Anyway, that's not the point. So number 1 is knowing what your dreams are, knowing what your goals are, knowing where you want to go. Something I've found with, working with people who don't believe in themselves very big is they also don't dream very big, because it's hard to allow yourself to dream if you don't believe in yourself. You're like, what's the point? What's the point of writing down this goal? What's the point of looking up the exact car I want? You know what I mean? It's kind of what's the point? And so I'm going to tell you right now that it's the whole point. If all you do today is take pen to paper, not a note in your phone, all you do is take pen to paper and say, I would love to make $10,000 a month, or I would love to homeschool my kids. That was one of my goals. Or I would love to go to Bora Bora. You know what? I would love to be able to afford Christmas. I would love to be able to buy my kids Christmas gifts without putting it on a credit card, without having to worry, without having to put a budget on it. All of those things. Christmas is right around the corner. So writing that down and telling your brain, I want this to happen. I want to make this happen. And that's another thing. And I'm not going to go into that today, because that's more of a goal setting training. But when we write things down, we are telling our brain that it's important. And so if we write down I want to not, what would you say? I want to buy Christmas gifts without worrying about it. Your brain's going to go, okay, so how can we make some extra income in order to not have to worry about it? Your brain's going to start looking for answers versus constantly thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know how we're going to do this. Oh my gosh, how are we going to pay for Christmas? Those feelings are valid, but those feelings are just putting you in a cycle where you're not trying to solve the problem. And so we have to learn that we need to be the ones asking the right questions to get the right answers to solve our own problems. And I'm off on a tangent again on a different subject. So what I would like for you to do is to write down even 3, 4, 5 things that are dreams of yours, that are goals of yours, that it could literally be, I want to be more confident. I want to be able to do live videos. can be anything, okay? So that's number one. Know who you want to be, know where you want to go, know your goals, know your dreams. Number two, this is probably my favorite one. This is like it. Like, even if you just did this one thing, I'm telling you, this is it, okay? Do you want to know what it is? Do you want to know, like, one of the biggest things? And I would almost bet you that any kind of, like, big dreamer entrepreneur would tell you that this is the secret code. And here's the thing is, again, most people will not do it. This is exactly what holds people back. And it's simply doing the things that scare you. If something scares you, that's a trigger to do it. If going live scares you, you better go live 7 days in a row. If doing reels scares you, you better go batch 10 reels in a row. If doing, like for me, I'm in a makeup company, and so doing my makeup live was terrifying. So I did it anyway. Walking into a room with people that I don't know, going into any sort of networking event, I will literally panic in my car before I walk in, but then I walk in. Doing the things that scare you over and over and over and over and over and over, and I'm telling you, that in itself is a superpower. Because guess what? If you're watching this video right now, you've survived 100% of the things that scare you. You've survived 100% of the things that have scared you. And so when you start to face those fears constantly and consistently, I mean, you become unstoppable. You can't tell me something and then I don't just immediately go do it, because I'm not going to be the person holding myself back. Technology can hold me back sometimes. The systems I have in place might hold me back sometimes, but me, I'm not going to keep myself from pressing the button. I'm not going to keep myself from walking into a room. If there's an opportunity there, I'm going to face it. Am I going to do it well the first time? No. And that's what most people are scared of. They're scared of that first time. They're scared of those first 10 times. They're afraid of looking stupid. Guess what? I'm going to look stupid 10 times, and by the 11th time, people are going to be asking me how I did it. I'm going to get over it a lot faster than someone who just sits in their fear and doesn't face it. I'm not afraid to look stupid for the first 10 to freaking 30 times I do something, because I'm going to get past it. So it's like you're either over here in fear land or you're over here in conquering land, but it's only because you are willing to go through this, which does suck. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't. There are moments when you face your fears that things do suck. But then you get over here, and there's all these other people over here who aren't willing to go through this. And these people are just like these people, survived 100% of the things that they're scared of. Does that make sense? So face your fears. Face your fears early, face your fears often. The faster you face your fears, the faster you're going to learn that facing your fears is kind of fun, especially in business. I'm not talking about, like, I'm not going to go, like, cliff jumping, but I'll press a live button for 30 days in a row until I get better. I'll do a 12-day, why 12? That's so random. It's 12 days of Christmas. 12-day Reels challenge until I get better. My first TikToks, my first live videos, they're all awful. Every single one of them is awful. But now I'm better at them than everyone who hasn't ever done them before. Okay, number 3 is to prepare for success. To prepare for success. This is another thing. This is actually something that I learned just through, like, having a business. This is not something that I had ever understood until the last couple of years. And it goes something like this. Have you ever done a sale in your business and it's done better than you expected, but then you didn't have enough bubble mailers, or you didn't have enough gifts with purchase, or you didn't have enough time set aside to answer all of the messages because it went better than you expected? Because that's definitely happened to me. And then I had to turn around and ask myself, why? Why wasn't I prepared for success? We take all this time to think about why things are going to go wrong. and how we're not going to hit our goals and how people aren't going to message us. And we try to like trim things down to like we only have the smallest amount because, you know, we don't want to overshoot it. And it's almost like we'd rather undershoot it so that we like exceed our own expectations rather than like overly prepare and possibly come in under. Does that make sense? We do this on purpose to make ourselves feel better, but what would happen if you just constantly prepared for success? Do you know how much more prepared you would be? And do you know how much better your results would probably be and how much better your energy would probably be if you expected every single one of your sales to be a hit? You would show up better. If you expected every single live video for people to actually, if you expected 10,000 people to jump on your live video, you'd jump on with a very different energy than if you don't expect anyone to show up. Does that make sense? And so when I started having this mindset of what's the best that can happen? What's the best case scenario? And how differently would I show up and how differently would I prepare? And how differently would I like have things maybe even set up in my process? I started setting up like a winner. I started showing up like a winner. I started showing up with completely different energy. And so we're gonna show up anyway, and we're gonna take the time to think about it anyway. So why wouldn't we think about the best case scenario instead of the worst? It's all made up. You understand that, right? When your brain is spiraling into these negative situations, it's made up. So why can't we train our brain to make up better situations? Because it's all just stories that we tell ourselves. And so preparing to win, preparing for success, and going into things with a mindset of this is going to go not only how I want it to go, but it's going to go better. I can't even dream that big. I can't even imagine that big. It's going to go so much better than I expect. And it shifts your energy. Your entire energy will shift towards what you're doing. So prepare for success. Number 4, encouraging other people. Giving. Give that good energy. Give those positive messages. You guys, I mean, I think I have the best community. You guys are literally the best. You send so many words of encouragement. You send so many kind messages. Everything that you comment is always like so nice and so uplifting. And all I want is for us to also give that to other people, because guess what? If everyone is commenting on everyone else's posts, you know, with positivity and replying to everyone's messages with, you got this, whether, you know, even the most confident people love to get that positive feedback. We all want positive feedback, you know what I mean? And so I love to give that encouragement to others. I love to give that positivity to others. It makes me feel good. And honestly, this is something that I do even more when I'm not feeling great. When I'm feeling like, today is just like not a great day for me. When I'm feeling negative, because it does happen. When I'm feeling negative, when I'm feeling behind on my goals, instead of pushing harder, I actually take a second to give to other people. I will go, you know, send 5 messages of gratitude, or I'll go comment on 10 people's posts with positivity. And I do that, and it helps my mindset to focus on the positive because I'm focusing on the positives of other people. So if I can't find the positive in my own mind at the moment, I will go find positive energy and pour it into other people. Does that make sense? So sometimes if you find yourself spiraling, just disconnect from whatever is happening to you and go pour into other people. But as you pour into other people, that positive energy like fills your cup. And so then you can reassess whatever it is that you're working on with a more positive energy because you just gave that positive energy out to other people. I hope that makes sense. That was a little woo-woo, but it helps me immensely when I'm not feeling great to just go pour into others. Okay, so then the last tip, okay, so this is your 5th tip. This is the one that, you know, I joke about. People joke about it. It's a thing. I live in a bubble, and I like my bubble. My bubble is positive. My bubble is happy. If you are negative or if you don't make me feel good, I unfollow you. And you might not even know because, like, we might be friends on Facebook, and it's like, no, I hit that unfollow button so fast. Use it. If you jump on social media I'm going to call you out right now. If you jump on social media and you're scrolling your feed and you feel negative, that's your fault. You can control that. You control who you follow. You control what you see. And you can say, oh no, it's the algorithms showing me. No, the algorithms show you what you stop on. The algorithms show you what you hover on the most. They show you more of that. And so if you are focusing on the negative, if you're focusing on the things that don't make you feel good, Facebook doesn't know, Instagram doesn't know, TikTok doesn't know, it just knows what you're looking at. And guess what? The algorithm wants to keep you on the app. And so if what's keeping you on the app is you actually spiraling into negativity, it doesn't have feelings, it's just gonna show you more of that. So stop, unfollow, unfollow. And not only that, but the people who do make you feel good. The people who you see their posts and you feel uplifted, or you see their posts and you go take action, which would be another tip if I was giving you more than 5 tips, is just to go take action. But the people who make you go take action, the people that motivate you, don't just follow them, because if you just follow people, they just go into the scroll hole of everything. Put them as your favorite so that they're at the top. The top of my newsfeed, so positive. The top of my newsfeed fills my cup, because it's all my favorites. All the things that make me feel good and make me go work, those are my favorites. They're at the top. Curate your newsfeed. Every single app has a way for you to curate what you see. And then also, try to curate not just on social media, but do your best. I know that this is hard, but do your best to keep your actual, like the people that you actually talk to, do your best to stick around positive people, to stick around people that make you feel good, to stick around people that believe in you. I know that's not always easy because, you know, you can't control your coworkers, you can't control your family. Like, it's not always easy. And so if you are surrounded by negativity, which I have been my entire life, okay, this is like a whole thing, it's a whole nother story for another day, I counteract that as best I can through like podcasts and Audible and listening to positive YouTube videos, because all the studies say like what you surround yourself with, you become. And so if you're surrounded by negativity, we still have tools in this day and age to counteract that. Like, get some earbuds, like invest in, you know, some good headphones or something. And like literally I will keep like one in my ear and I'll just be like listening to a positive Audible as I am cooking dinner, or as I'm doing the dishes, or as I'm cleaning my house. Positivity, 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 positive. Ask my kids. Most of the time it's actually not even in headphones. I just play it because I think my kids need to hear it too. And so if you're like, oh, I can't play podcasts, because I will literally put the podcast, I will stream it to the TV and I will turn it up. My kids need the positivity. My kids need to learn about business. Heck, they're my kids. I don't care. They get to listen to what I listen to. And so yeah, so my whole home is like surrounded in positivity, in a positive bubble. We stay in a positive bubble. So yeah, my last tip is to bubble up as best you can. So I have to go homeschool my children, and we're having breakfast tacos this morning, Taco Tuesday. So I'm gonna go cook some breakfast tacos and listen to a podcast while I do it, and then go homeschool my kids, and then I will be back to work. So I don't know why I just told you all of that, but just in case anyone doesn't know me, hi, I'm Morgan, and this is my life. So let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.